Hey, welcome back to English Unleashed podcast. I am so glad you are here. Quick question. What did you do this morning? Maybe you woke up, had some tea or coffee, got dressed, and came here to learn English. Simple, right? But here is the thing. Can you describe all of that in English? Fluently? Naturally? Most people cannot. Not because they do not know the words, but because nobody ever taught them how to talk about everyday life. And that is exactly what today is about. By the end of this video, you will be able to describe your morning routine in real, natural English. The kind native speakers actually use. Let's go. So why are we talking about morning routines? Because this is one of the most common topics in everyday English conversation. When you meet someone new, when you are at work, when you are chatting with a friend, someone always asks, "What is your morning like?" Or, "Are you a morning person?" If you can answer that question naturally, you already sound like a confident English speaker. And the vocabulary we are learning today? You will use it every single day. Not just for mornings, but for talking about habits, schedules, and routines in general. So let us break it down step by step. Let us start with the most useful phrases. I will give you each one, explain it, and then show you how to use it in a real sentence. The first one is, I wake up at. For example, I wake up at 6:30 every morning. The next one is, I get up. Or you can also say, I roll out of bed. For example, I do not get up right away. I stay in bed for a few minutes. The next phrase is, I hit the snooze button. This one is very relatable. For example, I always hit the snooze button at least twice. Then we have, I brush my teeth. And I wash my face. For example, the first thing I do is brush my teeth. Next, I grab a coffee. Or I make tea. For example, I cannot function without grabbing a coffee first. Then, I skip breakfast. Or I have a quick bite. For example, on busy days, I usually skip breakfast. Next one, I head out. Or I leave for work. For example, I head out around 8 and usually get there by 8:30. And the last one, I am a morning person. Or I am not a morning person. For example, honestly, I am not a morning person at all. I need at least an hour before I feel human. Now, here is something important. When you talk about your routine, you want to use linking words to make it sound natural and connected. Words like first, then, after that, next, finally. For example, first I brush my teeth, then I make a coffee. After that, I check my phone for about 10 minutes. Finally, I get dressed and head out. That sounds completely natural. That is exactly how native speakers talk. Now let me show you everything we learned, in a real, natural description of a morning routine. Listen carefully. My morning usually starts around 6:45. Honestly, I am not a morning person, so I always hit the snooze button at least once. After I finally get up, The first thing I do is brush my teeth and wash my face. That wakes me up a little. Then I head to the kitchen and make a cup of tea. I cannot function without it. While the tea is ready, I usually check my messages or just sit quietly for a few minutes. I try to have breakfast most days. Usually something quick, like eggs or toast. But on busy days, I just grab something small and head out. I leave the house around 8, and I try to get to work before 8:30. Did you notice how natural that sounded? That is because I used the vocabulary, the linking words, and real phrases, all together. And guess what? You can do exactly the same thing. Now this is my favorite part. We are going to practice together. I am going to ask you some questions. After each question, pause the video, say your answer out loud in English, and then press play again. Ready? Question 1. What time do you usually wake up? Go ahead, pause if you need to. Question 2. Are you a morning person, or do you need time to wake up? Take your time. Question 3. What is the first thing you do after you get up? Question 4. Do you have breakfast? What do you usually eat or drink? Question 5. What time do you leave the house? Amazing. Now try putting it all together. Describe your whole morning in 4 to 5 sentences. Use the linking words. First, then, after that, finally. Go ahead. Pause the video and try it right now. Great job. Every time you speak, even if it is not perfect, you are getting better. That is how this works. All right. Let us quickly recap what we learned today. You now know how to say how and when you wake up. What you do in the morning, step by step. Natural phrases like hit the snooze button, grab a coffee, and head out. And how to link your sentences to sound natural. And the most important thing? You practiced speaking. That is huge. Here is your homework before the next episode. Write 5 sentences describing your morning routine in English, and post it in the comments below. I read every single one. If you found this useful, please like the video and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow, and it means I can keep making more lessons for you. Next episode, we are talking about how to keep a conversation going, so you never run out of things to say. You do not want to miss that one. Until then, keep speaking, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.